everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Noor and thank you so much for joining me in another video. Welcome back to another episode of Books of Change. Today or this week is our second last episode for Books of Change. We are down to this episode and one more episode next week, and then we are going to wrap up Books of Change. So if you guys are wondering what is Books of Change, Books of Change is a video series that I collaborated with Clara, and every week we will be talking about the book that had changed or impacted our lives. As usual, I will put all the details down below. I will put Clara's channel so you guys can subscribe to her channel, and I will also put our playlist down below so you guys can watch our videos and catch up with the whole series. For this week's topic, it will be about acceptance. Acceptance is a very broad subject. Essentially, acceptance is to accept and receive a person. For today's topic, I am going to talk about accepting a person's race. I grew up in a very multiracial country, and as far as I could remember, ever since I was a child, we have been taught to respect one another and to accept a person's race and religion. We have so many campaigns that promote racial harmony. We have one racial harmony day, and as far as I could remember, every year in school, primary school, kindergarten, secondary school, even in tertiary education, we will celebrate racial harmony and we will wear ethnic clothing of another person's ethnicity. And I remember it wearing a Punjabi. I wear a lot of traditional clothing. Yeah, we will learn about different races during that day. So it's a lot of fun, and I like to look forward to that day because we will be just sharing to one another about what our community does and what our traditions are. So it's such a fun, interesting day. There's also another day. It's not like a nationwide thing, but my school in secondary school have this day called International Friendship Day. And I don't know if other schools do celebrate it, but as far as I know, my school do. And every year we will celebrate International Friendship Day. And on that day, every class have to pick a country. It's a lot of fun. We learn a lot about other countries. So yeah, so as far as I can remember, as far as I know or realized, ever since I was a child, we are respectful of other people's race. So the book that I am going to choose today is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I mean, why is it not a surprise, right? I read this when I was around 20 years old, and I've never really read it when I was younger. I'm pretty glad that I read it when I'm already an adult so that I could comprehend and understand a little bit more. Essentially, To Kill a Mockingbird is a story about this lawyer trying to defend this colored man against the accusation of rape. So the colored man was being accused of raping a white girl. It is being written through the eyes of this young girl named Scoot. Initially I thought Scoot was a guy, but she's actually a girl. During the 1930s, there is a lot of issue got to do with race and acceptance and tolerating one another. So she discusses that in this book, and she talks about how adults treat race and the reality of the issue. It also talks about the prejudice that people have towards person of color. It's really a thought-provoking book. It made you think a lot about what is it like to be a colored person at a point of time and how are they being treated. What's more interesting is that it's being written in the perspective of a young girl. So again, she could not really understand or comprehend what is going on because she's still a child, but ultimately through her eyes we could actually sense the reality of what's going on. What I really like about this book is how the lawyer, or Scoot's father, is not prejudiced. He doesn't want that man to be falsely accused and trying his best to defend the guy. And what's also interesting is how people react to his association with the colored man. Despite people not really accepting the things that he does or accepting the issue of him trying to defend this colored man, he doesn't care what people might think. He doesn't care whether it would ruin his reputation because he knows that this is a law and order thing and it's a truth that has to be brought out. And he doesn't want a person to be wrongly accused of something that he never do. I feel like I don't have a lot of understanding in that topic, but I feel like it's important. It's such an important topic to go into and to educate yourself and to see how people are being treated back then. It's such a heavy issue to really discuss about tolerating one another, and every now and then there are cases where people are just intolerant with each other, and that is very, very saddening. Ultimately, the world is this one one huge place for all of us, and we technically share the world with everyone else. So it's important to understand one person's perspective and understand where they come from and understand what they believe in and the society that they live in. This is such an important book in literature, and that everyone should read To Kill a Mockingbird at least once in their lifetime. It is a very, very important, thought-provoking book. So share with me in the comments down below what you thought about it if you have read it, and share with me in the comments down below what other books that teaches you to be accepting towards one another, to be tolerant about one another, to kind of open up your mind and teach you a lot about other people's belief. Yeah, for next week's episode, the topic will be about writing. So the book that had made us interested in writing, and I don't write a lot, but I write a lot of poetry. I love poetry, and I'm trying to dive in to read more poetry, and I will definitely share with you one of my favorite poems that I wrote to you guys. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thumbs up my video if you like watching my video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to watch more book related content from me. Until then, I will see you guys in my next video and in the last episode of Books of Change. Chill out.